Long ago, in the 18th century, a Buddhist monk named Rokashi Hotan drew a map. On this map, there was something curious. A bridge of land connecting distant worlds. Part reality, part legend. For centuries, people whispered of a land bridge between East and West, a path across the oceans joining what you now call Asia and America. A story dismissed as myth. Yet maybe it wasn't. Look at the Aleutian Islands, a chain of rocks scattered like stepping stones across the North Pacific. Beneath these waters lie shallow ridges, perhaps the last traces of that forgotten bridge. Translators of the Japanese language are few, and perhaps that is why so many of its ancient secrets remain hidden. In their culture, there is a land known as Fuso, also called Fusang. Fusang was more than just a place on a map. It was a legend, a tale of an ancient sacred tree, so vast that it was said to be an island in itself, a living being rooted at the farthest edge of the east, where the morning sun first touched the world. And perhaps these were not just stories. For once, there may have been colossal trees upon this earth. Trees so enormous that their trunks were hollow, their roots stretching outward from a vast, empty core, binding land to land, just as bridges do today. Echoes of a forgotten world, hidden beneath the waves and perhaps beneath our very feet. Know this: the Earth itself once built bridges between all the continents. During the Ice Age, when the seas were lower, land now hidden beneath the waves rose into the light. These natural corridors connected worlds that today seem impossibly far apart. The most famous of them, the Bering Land Bridge, a vast stretch of Earth linking Siberia to Alaska. Through this passage thousands of years ago, hunters crossed into a new world. They followed herds of mammoths across frozen plains, never knowing they were paving the way for future civilizations. And yet, some call it the discovery of America, when, in truth, the first footsteps were laid here 15, even 20,000 years before. That bridge didn't just carry people. It brought life. Plants, animals, even predators like the saber-toothed cat. But as humans spread, those mighty creatures vanished, leaving only fossils and legends behind. And on these lands, towering over everything, stood trees unlike anything you can imagine. Giants with hollow trunks, their roots sprawling beneath entire continents. So look at the mountains you see today. And ask yourself, what if they are not mountains at all, but the bones of those ancient giants? Some of the land bridges and the mountain ranges you see today may not be what they seem. What if I told you? They are the remains of something far older, the roots of colossal ancient trees. Trees that once covered the entire earth. Imagine a world tree, so vast its bark cracked the planet's surface, its roots weaving beneath continents, its crown brushing the edges of the sky. Many of today's mountains may have once been those giants, standing proudly on the very bridges of land that connected the world. Mountain chains, land bridges, even some of the great plateaus are but the petrified remnants of those titans. Some of these trees could have towered hundreds of kilometers high, their tips lost in the upper layers of the atmosphere. And when they were cut down or destroyed, their trunks flattened into plateaus, their roots broke through the crust like stone branches. What you call Earth today may once have been a living forest. Across the world's cultures, the memory of a great tree endures. Yggdrasil in Scandinavian mythology, a tree whose roots reached the underworld and whose branches held the heavens. In India, it was the Ashvattha, an eternal tree, upside down. In China and Japan, it was Fusang, a sacred tree at the edge of the east, where the first light of the sun was born. Different names, different lands, but always the same truth. A tree that connects earth, sky, and everything in between. And here's the question. What if that tree is not just myth? What if you are living on it right now? Look around you. The ground beneath your feet, the air you breathe, the life that sustains you, all of it is part of this living network. So, how would you live if you knew you were not separate from it, but a branch of it? Would you fight less? Would you care more? Because you are not just on this earth, you are of it. A living piece of a timeless tree,